Guys, welcome to Clat Tips and Tricks, another session with your co-host Aniket. Today in this video we will learn some important amendments of the Indian Constitution which will I think sure help you for your exams. So let's begin with it. The first amendment which I have marked relates to the adding of ninth schedule. The first amendment act was passed in the year 1951 which added the ninth schedule in the India Constitution. Ninth schedule actually relates to the land reforms and all the allied land laws associated with it. So the First Amendment Act related to the ninth schedule. Then comes your Seventh Amendment Act, which related to the reorganization of states on linguistic basis. As every one of you would be knowing that the first state which was created on linguistic basis was Andhra Pradesh in the year 1953. Similarly, this Amendment Act was the based on the condition of the necessity of reorganization of states on linguistic basis. Okay, so let's move on the next amendment, that is the Eighth Amendment Act. It related to the extended reservation of seats for SC, ST, Anglo-Indians for a period of 10 years in Lok Sabha and legislative assemblies. Just remember the terms. The three terms are very important. First of all, for SC, ST, Anglo-Indians, then for 10 years, and in Lok Sabha and legislative assemblies. If the period is asked that the period would be 1960 to 1970, उस टाइम पे ये अमेंडमेंट एक्ट में 10 साल का इम्प्रूवमेंट हुआ था. Then we are following the 10th, 12th, 13th and 14th Amendment Act. Please note down the years regarding it. There are very important changes. The first year is followed by two same year and then a 1 year increase is there. So the 10th, 12th, 13th and 14th Amendment Act relates to the union territories and states में जो नई union territories and state बने हैं उनको relate करता है. The 10th Amendment Act of the 1961 relates to the Dadra Nagar Haveli was regarded as union territory of India. The 10th Amendment Act relates to the Dadra and Nagar Haveli being recognized as the Union Territory, followed by the 12th Amendment Act of 1962 in which Goa and Daman Diu were declared as Union Territory. Please note down very well, it's the 12th Amendment Act of 1962 in which the Goa and Daman Diu were declared as what? Union Territories. That time Goa was also a part of Union Territory, but later on it emerged as a state. So if question is asked in which Amendment Act Goa was marked as a union territory, then the answer would be 12th Amendment Act of 1962. Then comes your 13th Amendment Act in the year 1962, which was for the Nagaland as a state. It made the Nagaland as a state. If I ask you a question, 1962 is also famous for which war? So 1962 we had a war with China, which is also called Sino-Indian War in the year 1962. Then comes your 14th Amendment Act of 1963 in which Pondicherry was declared as a union territory. A question can also come that Pondicherry has how many districts? It means it comprises of how many districts? So the answer is 4. The 4 districts which are mentioned in Pondicherry are Yanam, Mahe, Karaikal and Puducherry. Yanam, Mahe, Karikal and Puducherry. These are the 4 districts of Pondicherry. Then let's move on the 8th schedule amendments which have been passed. The 8th schedule, as everyone knows, relates to the languages mentioned in the constitution. There are 22 languages which are mentioned in 8th schedule. In these 8th schedule there have been 3 amendments, so we should study them very well. The 21st Amendment Act added Sanskrit in the 8th schedule, while the 71st Amendment Act added Manipuri, Nepali, Konkani, and the 92nd Amendment Act added Bodo, Dogri, Santhali, Maithili. So these were the 3 amendments in the 8th schedule. I must repeat it. 21st Amendment Act relates to the Sanskrit in the 8th schedule. 71st added 3 languages, Konkani, Nepali and Manipuri, while the 92nd Amendment Act added Bodo, Dogri, Santhali and Maithili. So these were the 8th schedule amendments. Apart from it, you must also know the 6 classical languages of India, which are these. These are Tamil, Telugu, Sanskrit, Kannada, Malayalam, Sanskrit, Odia. Tamil, Telugu, Sanskrit, Kannada, Malayalam, Odia. These are the 6 classical languages of Indian Constitution. Then the next we should move on the 24th Amendment Bill. 24th Amendment Act relates to that if any constitution amendment bill is passed in either of the houses, it's passed by both of the houses and it's given for president for his assent, then president is bound to sign it. As we know about money bill that president is bound to sign it. Similarly, according to the 24th Amendment Act, it has been given that the president is bound to sign a constitutional amendment bill if it has been passed by both the houses. Then comes your 26th Amendment Act, which relates to the abolition of titles and special privileges given to the kings and princely states. So the 26th Amendment Act relates to the abolition of titles. If question comes which article comes under the abolition of titles, then the answer is Article 18, which comes under right to equality. Okay, then comes a most important act. It's also asked in CLAT and IELTS examination, in which by which amendment act Sikkim was made a state. Sikkim was made a state by the 36th Amendment Act of 1975. Then comes your 38th Amendment Act, according to which a president can declare emergency, and his ordinance which he has passed by both president and governor, they cannot be challenged in a court of law. Means if any emergency president feels like to put an emergency or a promulgation of ordinance, then it cannot be challenged by court of law. But as you have all heard about the SR Bomai case, later it was been unheld by the Supreme Court and was declared as ultra vires. So the now at present there is option of judicial review with Supreme Court in any of the state emergencies imposed by the President of India. Then comes your the main Amendment Act, which is called the 42nd Amendment Act of year 1976. It's also called as mini constitution. The question would be which amendment is called mini constitution, and the answer would be the 42nd Amendment Act of 1976. What it do? It added the word socialist, secular, unity and integrity in the preamble. So which words were added by the 42nd Amendment Act? The 42nd Amendment Act added socialist, secular, unity and integrity in the preamble. Apart from it, it also added 10 fundamental duties. If question comes in which article fundamental duties are mentioned, then the answer is Article 15(1)(a). And if the question is asked from where we have taken the ideas of fundamental duties, then it relates to the USSR or modern Russia. Okay guys, let's move ahead on the 44th Amendment Act of 1978. From the 44th Amendment Act of 1978, right to property, which was earlier a fundamental right, was removed from the Part 3 of Indian Constitution and was placed as Article 308A. If question comes at present, what is the validity of Right to Property Act? So you don't mark fundamental right because it's not no longer a fundamental right, but it's now a constitutional right. Apart from removing the right to property from fundamental rights, the 44th Amendment Act also included armed rebellion in the emergency. You think you would be aware of the three emergencies in India: national, financial and state emergency. National emergency 352, state 356, financial 360. So in the national emergency, that is the Article 352, it has added the word armed rebellion in place of internal disturbance. Okay guys, so let's move ahead on the 52nd Amendment Act of the year 1985. If question comes which government means who was the PM of the time when the 52nd Amendment Act was passed, then the answer is Rajiv Gandhi. During Rajiv Gandhi's tenure, 52nd Amendment was passed, in which the 10th schedule was added in the Indian Constitution, which relates to the anti-defection law. Anti-defection law relates to it relates to the termination of members from the parliament if they change their parties afterwards. You can also look to it in Google. You will get a better idea regarding it. Then comes the 56th Amendment Act of 1987. See guys, there's the confusion which normally guys get. The 56th Amendment Act of 1987 concluded that the Goa would be declared as a state while Daman and Diu would be a union territory. But the same we have read in the earlier amendment, that was the 12th Amendment Act of 1962, in which Goa and Daman and Diu were declared union territories, while in 56th Amendment Act of 1987 the Goa was declared as a state while Daman and Diu were a union territory. Then comes your 61st Amendment Act of 1989, in which voting age was lowered from 21 years to 18 years. It also important question. Then followed by 69th Amendment Act of 1991. This question is repeated in IELTS question paper, so it's an important one. In which Amendment Act the Delhi was declared as National Capital Territory and the Legislative Assembly was set up. That's the 69th Amendment Act of 1991, and under which article? Article is 239AA. Then comes your 73rd and 74th Amendment Act. I think everyone knows it. It relates to the 73rd Amendment Act of 1993 relates to the Panchayati Raj, while the 74th Amendment Act relates to municipal corporation. The committee regarding the Panchayati Raj was Balwant Rai Mehta Committee. The first Panchayati Raj was administered in Rajasthan, Nagaur, while the first municipal corporation was there in Madras, Chennai. Then comes your 86th Constitutional Amendment Act, which relates to the right to education. The right to education Article 21A was added through which Amendment Act? That is the 86th Amendment Act for the age group of 6 to 14 years. Apart from it, it also added the 11th fundamental duty. Earlier 10 fundamental duties were added by which Amendment Act? That is 42nd Amendment Act. But the 11th, the last fundamental duty, was added by the 86th Amendment Act of 2002. Then comes your 91st Amendment Act. 91st Amendment Act said that the Council of Ministers, both at central and state level, should not exceed the 15% of the strength of the parliament, that is the Lok Sabha, and at state level the Vidhan Sabha of the various states. See, at particular every state have different numbers of maximum strength of Vidhan Sabha. Like UP, we have the maximum 403. Some states have 60. Some states have 40. There are variation. So according to their strength, it depends upon the क्राइटेरिया उनकी 15% से ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए. जैसे सपोज इफ महाराष्ट्र हैज़ 60 सीट्स इन द legislative assemblies, then not more than 15% members should be vote the Council of Ministers. Then comes the 93rd Amendment Act, which relates to the reservation of seats for backward classes in private unaided institutions. As everyone knows, for the SC and STs, it's already the part to be given a reservation, but for the backward classes, it was given in the by the Amendment Act, 93rd Amendment Act. Then comes the 94th Amendment Act. By the 94th Amendment Act, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand were the new states that were created. By which Amendment Act the Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand states were created? The answer is 94th Amendment Act. Then comes your 97th Amendment Act, which added the words cooperative societies in 19th article. The clauses are not important, but you must know the main article, that in the 19th article, subclause C and subclause 1C, by the 97th Amendment Act, cooperative societies were added in it. Then comes your 99th Amendment Act. 99th Amendment Act relates to the National Judicial Appointment Commission. This question has asked in IELTS 2015 question paper regarding, it has given a statement ki which president has passed the bill, which was the name of the Amendment Act, and what was the held in that decision. So in the 99th Amendment Act, it was there that National Judicial Appointment Commission would be set up, but later on it was when the Constitution Bench of Supreme Court set up to check its validity, they declared it as ultra vires. Means they declared it was that beyond their powers. They declared that it is unconstitutional. So 99th Amendment Act was declared as ultra vires. Then comes your 100th Amendment Act, that is asked in the CLAT 2016 examination, which related to the land exchange treaty between India and Bangladesh. The 100th Amendment Act relates to what? It relates to the land exchange treaty between India and Bangladesh. And your last amendment I should say, that is the 101st Amendment. It relates to which? GST. GST relates to the goods and service tax. If I ask you which article relates to the that GST council, then your answer is what? 279A. Okay guys, so this was a gist of the main important amendments which I have discussed in this video. So guys, please like and subscribe to my channel. I will post some more videos regarding modern history and important battles. Thank you guys.